care of business, did what he had to do. So he'll open up with a statement, but fire away whatever you guys have.
Hey Ryan, first of all, congratulations on this big win. How do you feel so far? This weight class 140. I know it's a catch weight of 143, and overall, Oscar Duarte's power.
His power was strong. I was really surprised about his chin. In the first round, I was catching him clean, and he was just like, he looked like he was eating them. He could eat some shots. So I was like, the first, second round, I'm like, I think he's going to go by third, but then by third, he kept putting more pressure. So I was like, I got to try to stop his momentum somehow. But yeah, he was a tough fighter. I knew he was going to be tough. Everybody was saying, like, why would he take this fight? So, now I got to give my credit where it's due. I fought in there. I had a fight, with some grit, and then find a knockout. So I think I did good, especially with my first fight with Derek.
Ryan, the seventh round, you kind of moved around the ring, used a little bit more of your angles. Was that something part of the strategic plan that maybe Derek told you in the corner going into that round?
Oh yeah. Derek, he was pretty adamant. Like, come on, man, why aren't you using your legs? Like, he's gonna open up. And I was like, okay, because I was trying to stay there and just kind of smother him to try to, stop his attack and kind of soften him up a little bit, because he was like overly aggressive. I was like, let me just try to take some steam off his shot. But then I'm like, oh, well, he keeps throwing, so I'm going to start moving again. And then I just started locking in with my trainer. And yeah, he was right. It opened up a shot, and he fell into a hook.
Ryan, such a competitive super lightweight division. When the perfect world, do we see you take on the winner between Regis and Devin Haney?
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to become a champion, so that's my goal. I don't know where Derek's at, but yeah. However, he sees fit on what that looks like. I trust him, and yeah, whatever he wants. I want Rollies, to be honest. I mean, I feel like it's a fun fight. He's a aggressive, crazy dude. Lead up will be crazy. Yeah, and I want that. I mean, he has a title technically, but yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, what do you tell Roll if he's watching, Ryan?
Just, I don't know if you have a real injury or not, but he'll answer it.
Call us.
Ryan, so first of all, that was hilarious. But I talked to you at the first press conference. I also asked you about who would you rather fight, Devin and T.O. And I think it would be a great idea if you kind of get Rolly out of the way for a bigger unification with maybe a Devin or a T.O. And I feel like you used a lot of different tools today. I feel like no one's ever made you move that much. And for a second, we were a little worried. We thought maybe you were feeling his power. Tell us how you felt in there when you started using the movement, the openings you saw, and what you felt about the knockout.
I mean, like I said, in boxing, you gotta fight power punchers. Guys that move a lot. Like my last fight, Tank was moving a lot. You gotta be able to just know what to do with these guys. So in my mind, I was like, okay, this dude does pack a punch. He's a lot slower than me, but every time he hits you, it feels like a rock. So I was like, okay, we'll figure it out, because I'm not worried about it. I'll take a good shot. I took a big uppercut, cut me a little bit for the first time. But, like I said, if I want to be a champion, I got to go through moments. I got to go through a little bit of adversity. In my whole career, I didn't really have ever any real adversity, except, I guess, Tank fight. But for me, because I've been dedicated to this camp, this felt like a fight to me. It felt like, okay, I'm figuring out myself as a fighter, and it felt good to be in the ring. And I'm excited to keep improving with Derek, and I'm just so thankful for God and just what he did in my life, and even on the hard years that I went through. And I was lost for a long time. I took so many steps backwards after COVID, and just in life in general, as a boxer, as a person, the way I treated people is I lost a lot of myself. So I fought hard to get back to where I'm at now. Even in the Tank fight, I wasn't there, but by the grace of God, he never gave up on me. And I want to thank him for that in front of everybody.
Ryan,
you were using a bit more of a shoulder roll. Is that something that you got from Derek?
Derek told me never to do that. He's like, don't do that shit. You ain't Mayweather. And I was like, he'll never admit that, but he did say that.
And where did that come from then?
I I was like, I was just doing it. Like, I was just like, all right, like, let me see if this works. It kind of did. Like, he really couldn't hit me for 2 or 3 rounds. Then he started figuring it out. And I'm like, forget this. I'm like, I'm going to go back to being me.
Ryan, congratulations on the win, man. What was it like, first time back in the ring, right, since Tank, kind of feeling shots again, maybe just answering the questions for yourself, like, okay, I'm in a fight and overcoming that.
This was scarier than fighting Tank. I'm not gonna lie, he had a hard punch. Like, his punch was hard. Like, every time I got hit back, I don't ever complain. That dude hit me so hard in the back of the head because it don't look hard, but it is hard. So I was actually more worried in this fight than I was in Tank. But Tank, it was just like, all right, it's a boxing match, like he's moving around, whatever, boom, boom. But this fight, I was actually like, oh shit, like, damn. He knocked my ass out. Like, he has the power to knock you out. So I had to be very cautious.
Shakur, I talked to Shakur afterwards, and he wasn't impressed. He said he didn't really see anything that Derek did to improve your style. Just what are your response to Shakur?
Shakur Twitterson. Nah, but like for real though, like, that was Edwin Santos' name. But no, for real. So shout out Edwin. What can I say? Like, he broke a record for the least punches ever landed. So like that's actually a hard thing to do. The fact that he did that was crazy. So, if he thinks that's good, it is what it is.
Wait, didn't he break the record for putting people to sleep?
Yeah, at home. At home, they turned that shit off after the fourth round. But that's the difference, though. Like, I fought a guy with power, but I didn't back down. Right. I went right to him. Stood my ground, moved. I did it all. He only showed one thing, which was moving around. His hand wasn't hurt. His coach was telling him to throw it. Let's stop that narrative right now. He just been a hater since the amateurs, for real. And I want to fight him. I will beat his ass. I promise you that. Like, I've been in the ring with him. He's cool, but he just all scared all the time. Scared. And a pro fight is not gonna work.
They were grooming him since the beginning.
For sure.
Ryan, you after the last fight, you kind of said you lost your competitive edge a little bit. I saw you after the win. Just go to one corner, say something to someone. Go to the other side, say something to someone.